Assalamu alaikum. So I guess everyone knows I'm the person who built a clock and I got in a lot of trouble for it. Some of you may know me as Ahmed Mohamed, but many of you know me as Clock Boy. Firstly, that's not who I am. I'm no longer a boy. And I don't just build clocks. One incident does not define who I am, the same way one incident shouldn't define who you are. Trust the process. I made this as a way to show you guys how even in life, when everything is going downhill, it's all a part of coming together. It's all a part of the process where everything happens for a reason. Before the clock incident, I met my teacher in middle school. He showed me that adults are just as imperfect as you. That they also have beliefs that they stand by. And me being a child, I used to look up to adults and think that they were perfect, that they were role models. That I should not let them force those beliefs on me, that I should stand my ground. Could you ever imagine getting locked up for a project that you made over the weekend? It's crazy. This picture is the picture that sealed who I was to the world at the age of 14. It was one of the darkest days in my life. I had just turned 14. I brought a clock I built to school as a way of getting to know my teacher. And in middle school, I used to bring projects I made as a way of sparking conversation between me and students because I'm not very social. And I'm not a good public speaker either, I'll say that. And in high school, I want to get to know my teacher, and I don't know how to start a conversation. So I said, you know what? I'll make a project over the weekend, and I'll come and show you. And to show her that, I like to build things, I like to innovate, I like to create things. And, I show her the clock, I'm all happy. And then a few hours later, the police come and they arrest me. It's just, it's just typical stuff. They ordered me to put my hands out and then lock them in handcuffs. And the sound that handcuffs make when they click, when I heard that sound around my arms, I thought that's it. My fate has been sealed. Of course, anywhere in the world, if you're arrested, it's put on your record, you're a criminal. Any dreams that you have, they're completely shut down because of something that you've done. And I want to show my passion. And because of it, I got arrested. I was put in as a criminal. And it was very dark. It was a very tough time for me. But it's crazy how even in that dark moment, the world found out about the story and they stood by me, they supported me. Many people, such as Obama, many powerful figures, many CEOs of companies, many companies that I hope to work at. A university that I want to apply to, MIT. I'm not sure if any of you guys have heard of it, but it's one of my dream universities. And when I was arrested, I thought that's it. I'm not going to get accepted. I'm a criminal. But I was at a disadvantage for being a minority, for being a Muslim, being in a room surrounded by 5 adults, for something that I didn't do, telling me to confess, to say that yes, I'm in the wrong. Yes, I'm wrong for showing you my passion. Yes, I'm wrong for wanting to innovate. And yes, I'm wrong for building what I wanted to do. And keep in mind, I'm not very social, and this picture shows you me giving a press conference. I'm not even good at talking to people. So imagine talking to the press. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I repeated the 9th grade. I had a lot going on in my life. Getting arrested, it's not something that happens every day, and having support on the world either doesn't just happen. And after repeating, it was very tough because I thought, now the university I want to apply to isn't going to accept me. Yes, I'm talking to you, MIT. the criticism I was getting wasn't any help either. And in general, 2015 was a very tough year for me. It was very hard for me. I no longer had this. I no longer had any trust in the people who were supposed to be there for me, the people who were supposed to support me. Again, I felt like my life was over. And despite that, I struggled going out of my comfort zone to ask questions. I was afraid of making mistakes. Even after moving countries, getting to know different cultures. Shifting curriculums, coming from one of, an American curriculum to one of the hardest curriculums in the world, it wasn't very easy. And I wasn't just learning in school, I was learning outside of school also, the cultures, different people, how people live across the world. And it was a very good experience in terms of getting to know how the world works. Because for me, I love to know how things work. I love to know how everything ticks, what makes something what it is. Even after moving here, it took me a while to fit in. And I'm not even sure if I fit in now. But I'm happy. I'm happy I don't fit in because I get to see the world through a different perspective. I don't get to see it how people typically see it. And you should not let the opinions of others affect you. Coming here, from middle school to high school, I haven't even spent a week in high school, and I was already getting arrested, moving countries. I'm not very social, so to be put into the spotlight in a position where you have to talk to people, you have to know people, it's very tough. And with the support and the viral story that happened, I received lots of criticism online, and I didn't even know how to deal with the good things, to deal with the bad things. There is many lessons that I learned after what happened to me. That you should always believe in yourself and stand up for what you believe in. When everything's falling apart in life, and one good thing happens, it overshadows all the bad. I will say this now, when you know who you are as a person, no one else can understand you like you understand yourself. You must trust in yourself and trust in the process. When you're motivated to do something, you go and you do it. You don't let the opinions of others affect you because only you know what you want. And no one else can understand what you want and the effort that you're putting in. No one knows the struggle you have submitting an assignment 1 minute before the deadline. No one knows the struggle waking up every single day. It's actually not that hard, but it's like, waking up in the morning. For some people, it's very hard. Someone like me, I stay up all night. I don't even know what I do. I just stay up. And it's just, you have to know that in the end, it's going to be all right. The world will keep going on. After I repeated, I thought that's it, my life was over. And, I went online, I went on the MIT website, and I said, what are the requirements to get in? And then they said that we accept people, not numbers. And that was such a relief for me. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand your ground. Because no one else knows how you think, other than yourself. And take everything as not a loss, but a lesson. It's okay to lose sometimes. And the only loss that you make when you lose is that you don't take it as a lesson. You take it as a failure. And that's where you make the mistake. It's okay if you're struggling. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to feel like you're the only one. But I bet you're not the only one. Because everyone else is probably as worried as you are and just as embarrassed. And just as scared to ask. Because of the fear that surrounds topics that we see every single day. Not just topics, but just in general, just life. And the fear of failure. It's okay to make a mistake. It doesn't define who you are. And the only time it can define you is if you allow it to. The biggest mistake that you can make is taking failure as failure and not as a lesson. You are not shaped by your academics. You are not shaped by your extracurricular activities. You are not shaped by the way you look, nor which family you come from, or the wealth that you hold. You are shaped by how you see yourself. That's why you should never let the opinions of others affect you, just because sometimes those people are just as insecure as you are, or as confident. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from doing what you want to do. Follow your passion. Many people have passions as singers, as dancers, as architects, as lawyers, as doctors. You know, there's many things you want to do, and what you should do is you should go and do them. Do what you want to do. Do what you believe is do what you believe is what you believe. You know, there's this movie, Men in Black. It's I saw it. You know, they have this car. I saw in the movie as a kid. I liked it, and you know, I said, you know what? I'd like to see it in person. And me knowing it's a movie, sometimes these things might not exist. So I chose to make it. I chose to turn my vision into reality. This is the car I saw in Men in Black, and this is what I made. It's an amateur approach, but it's... I didn't want to mention this, but my sister, you know, she drives the car, she crashed it. You know, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, okay? But the car was, it was damaged from the back. And, you know, I thought, you know, it's a fun project, and, you know, my parents aren't in the country, so... You know, for her to go and fix it, she had to do some paperwork, and you know, they have to get informed. So me being the brother I am, I said, you know what? Why don't I save you this time? And I fixed the car myself. Oh, where's the? Anyways, the back of the car was badly damaged. I stayed up a few hours getting the parts together, you know, gathering everything, and I came, and me and my uncle, we worked on it. We took apart the back of the bumper. You know, the images would have helped describe it more. I'm not very good at talking. But yeah, there's I don't know. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, thank you. All I want to say is stand up for yourself. Stand up for your beliefs. Stand up for what you want to see in the world. Failure is a lesson. The only person who understands you is you. Everyone looks at me and they think my life is perfect. I am 18 years old and I still don't know what I'm going to do with my life. You know, my counselor said I can only apply to 5 universities. I don't even know one. Thank you.